What's up, TENSAILAND? What's up, my people? So I'm here today with two Ace of the Diamond reviews because I was slacking. I am sorry about that, boys. So I'm gonna be reviewing chapter 169, The Focus of the Gaze, and chapter 170 over and over. I'm gonna be reviewing those two chapters. I'm gonna go really quick on 169, but I'm gonna be a little bit more in depth about 170. And you guys might not notice how I didn't do the intro this time. Trying to make a new intro. That intro's so ghetto. I just love Slam Dunk, so I have that one. And also the gameplay in the back. You see, I got called up on my picture, Narmi and May. I finally got called up. I skipped AAA, so I went from AA to straight to the Marlins and the MLB. I guess because the Marlins fucking suck. That's crazy. But yeah, so check that out. It's gonna be my first full game pitching. I did really well till the end, and I just fell apart. I got tired. My pitches got tired. But let's get into the Domino Ace. That's what y'all here for. So Ace of Diamond 169, the focus of the gaze. It's really a simple chapter. It's really just saw more, him and Fury talking, and Fury saying, I connected. You got to connect the next game, and they're just talking. It's more the focus. More the is Sarmore watching, and he's watching their potential next opponents, and he's saying everything that he wants to be able to do on the mound for his team, and he's feeling bad about how he didn't start off well this first game, but he's just thinking, I gotta get it done next game. So it's really a simple chapter. They're talking about doing a reconnaissance for their next game. They doing their batting practice. Sarmore, talking about how he wants to make his style perfect on the mound, and they're also talking about next round's games that don't involve them, but you got Energy, so and Seko. They're gonna be playing. Seko's that team with all those big monkey built niggas, those big dudes, man. And they're gonna, oh, man, May might drop a masterclass on them dudes. And then it's crazy, man. That's gonna be a crazy game. Then you got Yakushi and Seko, or Ichida Third High, as they say. They're playing next round. And at the end of this chapter, Saramura gets a text from Amahisa, the ace of Ichida Third High, asked him if he pitched. And that leads into the next chapter as well. They're talking, and Saramura, because the first time Amahisa tried to talk to him, Saramura told him, "Get the fuck out of my face," because they just lost. He was pissed off in that little May tournament they had. It really just affects seeding. He was like, "Get the fuck out of my face. I ain't really trying to talk to you." But I think he's accepting, that I should try to learn from guys that are more talented than me, that are potentially better than me. So he's gonna try to learn from them, and I really like him doing that. Um, then you have Wolf Boy, first year catcher. He sees his other rival. He says, "What can I do for this team?" On the rival, other first year catcher, who played the game because his batting skills are so good, and he's thinking, the way I am now, what can I do to help the team? Because being the catcher, let's be real, it's probably not going to happen this year because they already got the best catcher in Japan, in Miyuki. So it's not going to happen this year. And also, he asks the coach, can he go watch their rivals' games? And it's weird for the first years. First years usually don't do it. It's usually the third years that go with the coaches. And he asks, if he wants to watch from a catcher's viewpoint. He is trying to do everything he can to soak up as much information as he can. And I do like that development. So we're gonna move on to chapter 170. And 170, this chapter is pretty much about Raichi and his pops. It's mostly them. At the end, you get a little bit about Amahisa at the training ground for his school, just chilling, talking to his niggas, like, what's up? But it's mostly about Yakushi High, Tokyo, Suganami Ward. But it talks about how they went from like a podunk school. They really didn't care about baseball. They didn't care about their sports. Their sports and they didn't have any money. Like they used to talk about how they never had equipment. The team, they didn't even have a team. They didn't have a large team. Their team was so small that everybody played every game. They that's how small. And now they have all these members because they went to Koshin. They have incredible equipment. They got a lot of money was donated, and yeah, Raichi's pops. He's talking about, like, yeah, that means He's like, yeah, that means there's more expectations now. Before, no one thought they were ever gonna make it. And so now we get refreshments, and they got three new pitching machines. Uh, it's incredible because these pitching machines, they're all set for pitches that all the stars have. So Narmia's slider, Furious fastball, and Hami's a splitter. Um, and it can recreate any pitch. So because the West Block has so many elite pitchers now that they're trying to recreate their pitches so they have as much practice as possible, and the whole team is using it well. Not the whole team. May does not use the pitching machine at all. He refuses to use the pitching machine, which is kind of crazy. But he says that hitting from the it just is not live, as he says. They lack the breath of life. That's a really badass statement. The breath of life. They don't have the breath of life because it's a pitching machine. So he's just using his own experiences with the battles that he has. He refuses to use the pitching machine. He only wants to actually face them in the moment. That is really awesome, Raichi. That's the kind of guy he is, though. That's what makes him a damn idiot. And he would. And then they're playing them tomorrow in the manga. They play the next day, so he's just going off that. And all the pictures he faced at the spring coaching, it's crazy. He talks about the smell of the bat and the ball and how it just he has to have it in person. He doesn't like the machine. So with all the practice that he's doing, and then you get a little flashback. It's only like a 2 page flashback of Raichi's mother and his dad's wife saying, "Living to do only what you love. There's no more self-centered way to live than that." And she's walking out the door, and divorce papers on the table. And she has, "I know no intention of sacrificing myself for the way you two choose to live." So pretty much, he says, "I I will not." She says, "I don't care. All you two care about is baseball, and I just won't live my life revolving around baseball like those two do." So, and then Raichi's dad says, "So tell me, Raichi," in his mind, he's watching Raichi practice. "Are you the type of guy that's satisfied with what he already achieved? Because I'm not." So he's saying, "Listen, we did make the quotient. That is true. But we can't be satisfied with it. We only made it once, and we didn't even really. They didn't win it off because the fall tournament, it's an invitational, and because they finished second, they got invited. Then we switch over to Sanada, their ace. He's working on his legs, and he's just in the gym. And he's been coming to the gym since middle school, but he's always been chilling in there. And he says, I wish I took it more serious when I was younger." And he's like, "Why?" He said, "I should always been paying attention to my diet and working out earlier." And he's with the first year pitcher who's following him around. He's like, "Well, that just means you have plenty of untapped potential left, senpai." And he's like, he's right about that. Sanada never took baseball seriously, and he's so good, and that's what makes him so special. And he's just talking about Sanada. He reminds me of Mitsu from Slam Dunk. He talks about all the time that he's wasted. Now, like, I have to make up for all that time I wasted, and it's so cool. That little comparison you can make. Then we switch over to Ichidai High at their dorms, and Ami used to stand around. He asked, I think their captain, "What are you doing?" And captain says, "I'm listening to the bat's voice." Weird nigga. He's like, "Yeah, I'm listening to the bat's voice, and it's telling me to get plenty of rest." He's like, "Oh, that's a convenient bat, nigga." And Amihisa gets a text back from Saramura, and it's about they're talking about pitch details. And so the next game is going to be Ichida versus Yakushi, and this is going to be a big game because these are two of the top four squaring off already. So May's game, Seko wouldn't be. They're like top 5-ish in West Tokyo, That's gonna be a big game too. Can they beat Narmia? I don't think Narmia is gonna fold this early, my brothers. He can't. It's Narmia, dog. But so that was 170 over and over. Just 170 gave you a little bit more history about it. It just shows you how big a crackheads that Raichi and his pops are for baseball. Like they literally love baseball with all their hearts, and they choose he chose baseball over his mama. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, so that's chapter 170. So it's really just a big setup, you know. There and also more in the 170. Raiji's pops talks more about how it's them going to the Simbatsu, the Koshin, really change everything because with all these new members, the third years actually have to fight for their spots because their spots were always guaranteed because they didn't have enough players. Now they're really fighting for their spots. It's a competitive environment where all the machines are really going at it, and it's really made their team for the better, and they have to live up to the expectations that they now have, which is going to the Nationals again. Which, I don't know how they're gonna do it. It's gonna be tough, man. I don't know if they can. I don't know if they can beat Ichida. That's just me. But it seems like Seto, they had such a tough time getting to. They might get an easy ride until they face, of course, until they have to face Narmia. Easy ride to the coast. But that's chapter 169 and 170 of Ace of Diamond. I'm also gonna start reviewing Out, which is a delinquent manga. I'm gonna review Out and Tokyo Revengers. I'm probably gonna have to play I'm gonna have to play Yakuza, which ain't no problem. I love Yakuza. But I'm gonna play Yakuza while I'm reviewing Out, just so because it's that mood making. But I love delinquent manga as well. And so this is the video. Sorry I haven't uploaded in a week for the 5 people that watch. But life, man, bullshit life. I'm gonna start telling life stories on this mug. But that's it for this video. I'm gonna let the rest of the video is gonna be silent. It's just probably gonna be the gameplay in just so you can see how I fumbled that bag on fucking the show. But this is all for me today. Might not be no days review because the thing with days is the Domino Ace is weekly because it has a good scan team. Days has because you also remember this is definitely a sequel manga, right? So the original manga started like 2009, and we're on the sequel manga now, I believe. Because I think the anime started 2012. I have to Google. I'm not gonna Google that, but that's kind of where it's at. Days has like 100 chapters that aren't that are still raw. And I mean, it's not like a Hero No Zora that doesn't get updated at all. It gets updated like once a week, sometimes once every 2 weeks. But it's like, bruh, there's so many chapters that they haven't touched. And when they used to translate days, it used to be like 4 chapters at a time. That like it's hard to read one chapter at a time when I've read the raw scans. And I don't know what the fuck's going on. 'Cause from the dialogue, I know the game. Like, I can tell, like, okay, he scored, or okay, they got the momentum. But it's like, damn, nigga, can we translate, man? And that's how I feel about a lot of manga. Like, there's so many good, like, there's so many good mangas, man, that don't know. That's a rant that I'm gonna have, man. Like, translate. I'm gonna turn Japanese and translate this shit, my nigga. But that's all from TENSAILAND, man. I should be back. I should be back soon, man. Like, probably, I'm gonna say Monday. I'm gonna say Monday. Give myself some space. Hopefully, there's an out chapter. I'm probably not gonna do Haikyuu because I feel like that's like the go-to. Everyone reads Haikyuu, but the Haikyuu chapter was actually really good this week too. But that'll be all for me, man. You guys be good.
he misses there. 1-2.
This is one of those classic cases of the right guy at the right spot. They need to get a rally going, and this is maybe their best hitter, so he's the right guy in the right spot for this team right now.
So he ran the fastball by him for the punch-out. Paul DeYoung becomes the first out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's Jed Jerko now.
Number 3.
And there's a swing and a miss at an off-speed pitch to start him out. 0-1.
This guy's been on cruise control as we head into the middle innings of this one. And one of the big factors why, how about 80% of his first pitches have been for strikes?
Breaking ball called just a bit low. And they'll try to get him fishing there, but he won't offer in the dirt, and it's back to even at 2-2. And this is lifted high in the air down the right field line. And no one will track it down. Here now the 2-2. Now a ball pulled hard but fouled off to the left.
I know he wants that pitch back. He put good wood on that ball. But let's give credit to the pitcher right there. Great arm action on that changeup. Got him a little bit out in front.
Well hit the other way, and it's into the gap. And this will kick off the fence now up against the Cardinal bullpen.
No runner, no runner. Got hold.
And he'll reach second now with one away. Finally, a little something for them to get excited about.
Yeah, a rally can begin with the single swing of the bat, and this might be their chance right here. They've struggled to produce a lot of runs, but there he is at second base. A shot to the outfield scores him. Then who knows what kind of role they can get on. Got to take it one good at-bat at a time.
In now Jose Martinez, as he'll take a look at ball one.
Martinez.
Stung into the gap in right center for what should be extra bases. And this one scoots all the way to the wall. The runner from second crosses the plate. It's now a 3-2 contest. And he is in there with an RBI triple.
Wow, with one out, and he clutches up with an RBI triple, which is his second hit of the game. So he's starting to put together a pretty big game here.
And he has delivered one of the biggest at-bats of the afternoon as he cashes in with a base hit.
You know, D-Row, you know you've been a pretty productive player. You can collect 500 runs batted in your career. That base hit right there, that's RBI number 500.
Yeah, it's a testament not only to this guy's talent, but his work ethic. The ability to stay healthy, stay on the field, and be productive. 500 RBIs is a lot of runs batted in.
Fowler, the runner at second with one away. Pops this one up. Prado in foul ground. Full extension, but he can't make the catch. That's strike one. Counts even at 2-2 to Wong.
This is going to be an interesting at-bat. I think he has to be pitching for a strikeout here, so we'll see what kind of sequence he uses.
And he turns on one, sending it high and deep to right. Looking up is Brinson. Gone! Now the Miami manager's up out.
Now 3 for Miami. Number 31, Jason.
Well, the lineup was clicking for him in this contest, and the man you see there was a major contributor. For that, he's the top player of the game.
He wound up with 3 hits, triple, a double, a single, very close to the cycle, but he